What up, what up, what up, what up? What's up, everybody? It is Country Red Shit. It's Tuesday, baby. June 2nd. It's 8:37 on the East Coast, and it's at night time. What up, everybody? How we doing? Let's get some people in here, share the live out. We got some important things to talk about tonight. And tonight is a lesson that all should learn when you're on this here internet. You running your mouth about shit you don't know nothing about because you want to trust people you called your friend, who told you things, and the things they told you were not true, but you went on the internet anyways, and you made a mockery out of somebody else's life and career, and they sue you, and you lose because you think it's a fucking game. You think it's a joke. You think you're a big bad wolf, the huffing puffing boulder out now. And the whole time you find out, they brought the damn gavel down. So you learn a lesson, right? You learn a lesson in humility. You learn a lesson in accountability. And you learn a lesson in integrity. Don't trust your goddamn buddy. Because not everybody out here is your friend. And the deeper I got into this case that I talked about publicly without knowing all the correct information, the deeper this motherfucking case got, and the shit goes deep. I'm telling you, the shit goes deep. And it's disgusting. It's human behavior at its motherfucking worst, in my opinion. And when I made my apology to the man I spoke on, I stated in my apology that I didn't have documentation that proved that what I said was wrong, but I knew I was wrong, right? That is not true. There is documentation. And there is proof that the things I said about this man were not only false, they were totally someone else's fault. And the story goes down the line. And it turns into a big pile of dookie doo that costed a man his career, right? Costing a man a job, costing a man money to feed his family. And it hurt me in the process. And I learned something from it, right? Like, so you have to learn. You learn not to trust anybody, fact check everything that comes to your table. And that's why I'm not putting on no motherfucking news story until I do some research. All right, my bad. I'm having internet issues for some fucking reason. My fault. But anyways, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in here. Then we get our special guest up. You know, this has been a hell of a fucking experience for him, and he don't want to spend all night talking about it. You know what I mean? He wants to tell his story. He wants to correct and show you all the truth. So let's get this out the way, man. Bamboo 420, what's up? Well, Diamond Boy, what's good? Shout out to the Blue Crew. That's the moderators in the chat. Know your roller, get kicked the fuck out. What's up, Maggie McGoo? What's happening? What up, Amber? What up, Josh? What up, James? What up, Hard Tarjay? What's good, Smoking Hendo? Carl Gotthard, what's good? What up, Mr. Slinko? How you doing? What's love to you? What up, James Bearden? How you doing, buddy? Diamond Boy, what's good, my dog? What's good? What up? What up, Greek Jimmy? How you doing? Victoria Smith, James Bearden. Now, there's only 12 people in the chat, but there's 46 watching. So to all the motherfucking bird watchers out there, I know you sniping. I know you watching. I know you're recording. Don't think I ain't going to fuck up again. Don't think I'm here to fuck up a second time, because it ain't happening. All right. So without further ado, let me introduce the guy that I spoke down on, the guy that I owe a huge amount of gratitude to. And this is, y'all introduce yourselves, man. This is Alex Beck. Alex, man, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come to this platform, the same platform that called you them names, same platform we disrespected you on, the same platform that was in your inbox calling you the names of the names of the names. And I appreciate you coming up here and telling your side of the story, man. And again, totally sorry for my role in this, dude, all the way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on here. Advertising, obviously, you know how everything ended up, how it all was determined in the courts. You have the paperwork as far as the judge's verdict. So you've seen that the paperwork that clearly states that there was evidence provided that showed that I was not guilty of the claims that were made on that previous podcast, which those claims were that I had stolen $1.2 million worth of cannabis product from the legal market, um, as well as some other things that went on ongoing. So yeah, I pretty much wanted to come on here and clear that up, clear the defamation part up, and then, as far as ties with everything, just, tie up things a little bit as far as how things have progressed, and from the comments that you made on your public apology, and then from other comments people have made, just to really point some things out about situations that have been going on. And I feel like there's people that appear a certain way, and they're really not the way that they appear, if that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who the fuck you were, bro. When it came to me, I didn't know who the fuck Alex Beck was. Never heard of you in my life, dude. Like I knew like certain things, like you pointed out to me just the other day, like you ran the, you were part of a whole fucking event that was promoted. I had knew about, but I didn't know you were part of, right? I didn't know. So like when it all came to me, I thought I was being cool. I thought I was doing something for my homies. I thought I was having my friends back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then when I found out how wrong I was, it's all like, damn, bro. But there I was standing looking. You feel me? Like saying,
Right.
couldn't imagine that's how you felt when me and Rex got on a fucking podcast and said what we said. Like I can only imagine, like, because you're amongst your peers, right? You're somebody in the cannabis world, right? You know what I mean? You fucking have,
I was. I was. Right
yeah.
now, obviously, I've had severe reputational harm from the situation relating to the defamation. So at this point, our lab, I'm currently no longer working for the lab. They're in the process of getting that situation handled. Um, so that's where that's at. I currently do have my license, but I have documentation from other processor owners that, due to the situation specifically, that they do not want to risk reputational harm until everything's been finalized in court. We do have a copy of the factual allegations related to that, defamation, related to everything that was ongoing, as far as how that relates. And we have some of those partners to the people listed on that defamation, with direct connects, specifically commenting on the defamation, how that it is partially them, that they're responsible, that I should not have messed with them. So we do have all of those documents, Chop, and I believe you have copies of all of that. And I don't know how you guys want to go about it tonight, how long everybody's here for the show, but I can't really say, as far as there's some things I can't speak about because the case is ongoing. So there's evidence, there's people with evidence. I'm not going to disclose any of those names. I can say that as far as the case that's ongoing, and as far as any type of missing cannabis material, because I can say that, as of March 16th, I publicly commented on Billy Blaze's live stream saying that, a gentleman named Jason Wilson had delivered cannabis material that, or delivered material. It was supposed to be cannabis material, and it was not right. I said I didn't know if it was one of his employees that might have swapped things out or mixed things up, or however it happened. I don't know. But
So
I
you
said
had actually said that though on a live stream, like in the public knowledge, everybody that was
that's
on the live.
live. That is a fact. It happened. I can't. It happened. I was in Florida at the time that I publicly commented that. Like I said, it was March 16th, 2025. It was public record. Everybody had access to it. It was a public open thing. So, um, and then about an hour and a half later, I got a phone call from Billy Blaze. I answered the call out of respect, thinking like maybe he was just looking into what I had said on his live and he wants to like talk about whatever. I didn't really know what the call was going to have, but I will say that I ended up finding out that he secretly recorded me illegally while I was in Florida, because Florida is a 2 consent state. Um, and I did not give him permission to record that call. And I have a recording from the state representative, because they called me in to speak to me about that recording, because it was almost like they tried to determine it as I was laundering stuff the way that the call went, because I was talking about washing hash and stuff like that. And people just didn't understand that common terminology in the cannabis industry is hash washing. That's literally, if you look up the equipment used to make hash, it's literally called a hash washing machine. People use
So
bubble washers.
so I'm here's the reason. Let me backtrack just a second. Here's one of the reasons why I didn't know I had the proof right in my hands, because I don't understand the legal terminology at all. I'm just not that dude. And when Alex pointed these things out to me on the paperwork I was like, oh man, now I gotta go back and I gotta correct that. So that's part of what we're doing here too. But on the second end of this, what you just said there with the recording and stuff, so break that down, explain that to me. What is that? What's that mean? That he
So pretty much he illegally recorded me without my permission. He recorded a phone conversation. I don't know
now
what
okay, so he had called you or you called him?
he called me.
Okay. I got you.
And I get
And
record standing near him, recording with him, or I don't know if someone happened to record him for him. I don't know. Either which way, the state representative specifically says that Billy Blaze recorded me, gave a copy of the recording to Jason Wilson, gave it to the state without a subpoena, meaning they weren't subpoenaed to do that. That wasn't like a request. They just voluntarily did it for some reason. I don't know what their intent was. I'm not saying they were specifically trying to incriminate me, because the conversation doesn't incriminate me. So, regardless, they still did that, and it was illegally done without my consent. So that happened, and we'll play the recording real quick just so that that's done and over with, so that we don't have to worry about that again.
Real quick, guys, I was in the process of walking out.
Another question. And we were talking about the recording, and Alex asked us, he assumed that we had the phone call from subpoena, but we received it from Jason Wilson via Bill Schmidt, and Bill Schmidt recorded it. Phone call with Alex.
let it play again. There were some interruptions.
Real quick, guys, I was in the process of walking out.
Another question.
Oh, hold on, sorry. My Facebook photos popped up.
Another question. And we were talking about the recording, and Alex asked us, he assumed that we had the phone call from a subpoena, but we received it from Jason Wilson via Bill Schmidt, and Bill Schmidt recorded it. His phone call with Alex.
Could you hear it?
Yeah. Now, who's the people in that? Like, who's the people you're talking to there? So people in the chat understand.
That's the Department of Cannabis Control asking me questions because of the conversation that was submitted on behalf of Jason Wilson.
From the recorded conversation between you and.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm just making sure that everyone's following along too. I'm trying to keep it simple breaking down. So
as far as what all happened and why, I don't know what the intent was behind that, because it didn't do anything. But the fact that it was illegally done, and it was right after I went on his Facebook Live and said what I said, and then he immediately blocked me on all social medias. I just kind of weird of a response. But that's all. That's what I can say. That's all facts. I don't know what happened as far as the whole past tense stuff like that. As far as what's going on now, I've heard recently that there's a bunch of stuff going on with an event that he just threw. I can't speak on any of that. don't have any idea about, didn't even know there was an event until I heard about it getting whatever happened.
Yeah.
But I can say that there's other documentation that showed that he was directly responsible. Like you said the other day in your other apology, you said that, what did you say about that Weedosaurus?
Yeah, I said that there's messages where he was led. Not I won't say led, but there's messages where he was pushed into doing the podcast, the Roasted on Rooftops podcast, and it wasn't told to come tell Chop, but it was told to, man, you need to go live, you need to do this, and I know that because there's screenshots of that, there's literally messages and screenshots of that Weedosaurus Rex has that I've seen, you know what I'm saying? And I know that. So there was why even push that to come onto a podcast? Why even give that to Rex to bring to me for me to get on a fucking podcast and obviously tell a ton of fucking lies, a ton of them, an absolute ton of lies. And I have read all the documents that say that. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I'm not telling anybody. I'm telling the chat, like straight up, like absolutely. I've read the documents that say this man, Alex Beck, is he's completely innocent, dude. He's just the guy in the lab that tested the stuff and knew.
Definitely wasn't the one there, definitely nobody like
you
I
called it.
I really don't want to speak on too much about
yeah.
Are things that we can speak on that are public record. There's a whole case that people can look up to find a case in Ohio. You know what I'm not saying it directly relates to the defamation, but I am saying if you guys want to humor yourselves, you can look up a case online and there's factual allegations there that will,
Now you want to go ahead and get into that? Because I haven't pulled up.
I mean, I guess we can touch on it a little bit. The only reason that I would say that it's any relevant is because, like I said, that when I went on Billy's live, I did claim about Jason Wilson allegedly bringing material to our facility. So at this point, it still has been determined that Cultivator A did bring the material that Jason brought material that wasn't what it was supposed to be. That's still the findings to that is not swayed at this point.
Now, what we're showing, sorry, Alex, what we're showing, what I have here is this is all public documentation. You can go get this yourself. You just got to Google it. Okay. This is nothing. I'm not breaking no guidelines, no rules. No, I'm not spreading misinformation. This is just the facts of a case to explain.
Actual allegations. So that means that these are all allegations that a company has made against these parties. These are not facts. They are factual allegations. They have yet to be determined in a court of law to be facts, just to clarify for you, Chop, so you don't say anything that would be any type of but yeah, these are factual allegations. This is a current active court case that is going on in the state of Ohio. As of this point, there's a lot of people that have told me that the opposite party has gone around. There's names on the opposite party that I'm not talking about, and I would say that you guys will see there's a name, Mark Nelson. I'm not really talking about him when I say the next comment that I'm about to make, because I have not heard really anything negative about Mark Nelson. I heard that his wife was suffering some ailments and that he was going through a lot of things. So I really am not speaking on him when I say things, but he is named as a defendant. And I don't know if he's still named as a defendant on this case or if he's been removed yet. This is just the initial filing docket so that people can pull up what the very initial filing was on behalf of a company and on behalf of the defendants. Again, I'm not saying this directly related to the defamation, but I am saying that the person that I was told was part, I don't know how to say that, but that's how I'm going to say it.
I got you. So go ahead. The floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys wanted to pull it up, I mean, just look up case number 25287 on Miami County Court of Common Pleas, Miami County, Ohio. Obviously, I'm not saying anybody was guilty specifically in this yet. It has not been determined who is a guilty party. There was definitely wrongdoings that happened. So, I'm not, the state has an ongoing investigation. The DCC is doing their due diligence, and they've been repetitiously doing trials to make sure um, ends. So yeah, this is factual allegations that were made on behalf of a company called Innovative Healing Solutions versus Paragon Development Group LLC. There is also serving
Which
Jason.
you explained to the chat, you were an employee for at the time.
It is public record that I have been an employee for Innovative Healing Solutions, and then I was public record during incidents that took place, specifically of the dates during these factual allegations. So yes, that is all fact. That would be determined in a court of law. I can definitely say I was an employee at the time that allegation took place. So that's a fact. So yeah, as I'm just jumping straight into the allegations because we don't really need to go on about who is who and their addresses and stuff like that. I'm not releasing public details of people's private lives. You guys can go pull up the docket. That's actually public record on the docket. So if you guys want to go to that, that's cool. But it just says on these factual allegations that IHS operates a licensed dual-use cannabis processing facility operating in accordance with Ohio law and the rules of Ohio Department of Commerce Division of Cannabis Control, including Ohio Rev Code 378-14. Paragon is a licensed level 2 cultivator in Ohio pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3780-12. We're going to just jump through because I'm not going to read everything because it's 17 pages. Paragon by and through Wilson and Nelson agreed to supply IHS with high quality cannabis biomass. Cannabis biomass consists of all cannabis plant material. One type of biomass is cannabis flower. Once the cannabis flower is harvested, there is leftover biomass, which is known as trim that contains small residual pieces of cannabis flower is called shake. For safety reasons, cannabis products cannot be made with material that contains pesticides. Also, I'm very big on organic. I don't believe anybody should use cannabis material that contains pesticides. I try to eat all USDA organic. I'm super anti-pesticides. I have documented history of that for the last 7 years, super adamantly. So,
yeah,
yeah. Typically represented to IHS that are a pesticide-free facility and credentialed as such by the state of Ohio. Cannabis biomass is routinely tested for microorganisms called microbials. I'm going to start jumping through point 16. I'm going to say we're going to jump to number 20 on these factual allegations. Factual allegations. IHS would never knowingly accept hemp into processing operations due to, among other concerns, the fact that it's non-compliant with the DCC regulations and in Ohio law, the risk of pesticide contamination, and the potential damage to its processing equipment, including processing machinery costing about $250,000 and upwards of $400,000, depending on how many machines were affected. Right. I just wanted to, because I will say for a fact that IHS would have never knowingly accepted hemp into their facility. That is a fact. I know the owner of that facility. She is a good-hearted woman. I feel like she was really screwed in this situation. I feel like she was really betrayed from multiple parties. I even myself, I was talked into resigning before certain things took place because of pressure from organizations that were telling me that if I was still affiliated with the company, my license could be affected. So I even resigned, and I do know that that lady is a really good-hearted woman that I do feel like got screwed in this situation tremendously. I do believe that she never would have knowingly taken hemp into her facility, and I will stand by that in the courtroom if I'm subpoenaed to the end of days. That's a fact. I know she didn't knowingly take hemp into her facility. So it's a factual allegation at this point, but it is what it is. Regardless, we're going to jump around. I'm not really going to go into manifests. I'm not going to go into all that. You guys can go online, and like I already said, it's Miami County Court of Common Pleas, case number 25-287. You'll see right here. These are public documents. Anybody can go find this. Nothing I'm saying, everything I'm saying is a public record that can be read themselves. I'm not saying anything has been determined in a court of law yet as fact. It is still an ongoing pending case. I will say it's a fact Candace wouldn't knowingly take him into her facility, but regardless, yeah, that's for anybody to see. I will say that the people who went to that trial on behalf of Jason Wilson, that's public record with the transcript, specifically like Shonda Hall, who was a previous Innovative Healing Solutions employee that testified that IHS has blind spots in their cameras, who lied on the stand because that is not true. There's multiple cameras throughout the facility. Candace did not spare any expenses when creating her facility. It was state of the art, top of the line, best of the best, everything. So fact. I don't care what anybody says. That's you're not going to be able to tell me otherwise. I can prove it with, showing other equipment that's not even in the same category, especially with her layout and what she was approved to do. She really did go above and beyond as far as the facility. So, oh yeah, that's a good. You just pulled up some good stuff. I forgot. So yeah, if we want to jump, what page is that on, real quick?
This is page 6 of 17.
6 of
Point
7.
27. Yeah.
Okay, so these are just factual allegations. Their IHS is claiming that there was fraudulent deliveries that took place. The first of Paragon's fraudulent deliveries occurred on January 24th, 2025. Paragon and IHS had an agreement that Paragon would deliver 335 pounds of cannabis biomass to IHS, including flower and trim. On January 24th, defendant Wilson and Paragon Zach Hypes arrived to the facility to deliver the product. Later, one of the products delivered on January 24th, specifically a product derived from the Bel Air Kush, tested positive for microbials. That will be determined to be a fact. So whether it's an allegation or not, it will be determined to be a fact. They have results from the cultivator that it was.
Now, what's a microbial? Is that a bacteria? Is that a pesticide?
No, that's mold.
That's mold? Okay.
Yeah, microbials are mold growth or bacteria. So one or the other.
So it's not good. You don't want no damn mold, right? We don't want to smoke no damn mold.
Well, positive, that means failed. Not
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like yeah. So blah blah blah. We're gonna jump around. I mean, it does say a lot more. Like I said, you guys can go. There's a few deliveries that are named here. On multiple occasions in 2024. I just jumped the wrong way. Hold on. I don't know how much we want to go into all of this, but
I mean, I'm just going through it, man. I'm just scrolling, I'm seeing things. Like, it's really just explaining all the things that, see, I had accused. These are the things that I was told that you did. And
yeah, do these things. I did not swap any material. I did not have any involvement with swapping material. I did not have knowledge of material being swapped. I am against pesticides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be speaking too much on certain things because the case is ongoing. And I know that, like I said, the DCC is doing their due diligence to hold people accountable that were responsible. I know that there was an issue with myself and Jim Canepa that people have talked about, the superintendent of the DCC. And, I try to put myself in everybody's shoes in certain situations because I feel like that's what I would want people to do with me if I was in certain situations. And I know that this dude's got like the whole industry on his shoulders. So from his perspective, I see that, he's got to hold people accountable too. The DCC has to hold people accountable that, things can't happen like what is being alleged to have happened here in these files. That's just a fact. It says here in one of these deliveries that, and on March 5th, defendant Wilson, this is point number 53 of the factual allegation.
Now, you opened the show and you talked about March 6th, right? That's when you had said something.
No, March 16th.
March 16th. My bad.
Yep. So
damn, I thought I had me one, dog. I thought I was on point. I thought, damn, man.
No. March 6th was the day that I flew to Florida. I Florida from March 6th to March 10th. I came back to the state and went back to work on March 11th. There was an issue with the state and the facility March 14th. I flew back to Florida on the 15th. And then I commented publicly on the 16th. And then Billy called me also on the 16th, 1 hour after the call, at which point I was in Florida and I did not give consent for him to record that conversation. And also, I want to clarify, the conversation did not incriminate me. I'm not going to talk about the contents of that conversation because that would give privilege of that conversation to everybody who's watching. And that conversation was a private, potential to be recorded conversation. So I'm not going to go over those details, but regardless, just know that for some reason, Billy Blaze did record me without my permission. I mean, some would call that wearing a wire. I don't know how you want to say it, but regardless, recorded me and gave it to Jason Wilson, who gave it to the state for some reason. I'm not saying,
yeah,
they were specifically, but they did do that.
So I guess what I want to know, and are you allowed to tell? What's the connection there? Like, what's the play? What's the overall play here? Or are you allowed to talk about that yet? Are you allowed to say that? Are you?
So as far as the play of the connection, I mean,
why this? Why you? Why me? Why us? Why are we in this?
I was friends. I mean, I knew Billy he collected signatures for all the cannabis initiatives. So I actually had a lot of respect for the dude up until all this happening and him blocking me, immediately for just telling him what was going on. I didn't really understand a reaction like that.
Billy's been nothing but cool to me, man. Like, straight up, like, Billy's been nothing but always, you know what I mean? Anytime early on in my career, he got on stage and passed it out $50 bills when we did 50 off the top. So, you know what I mean? That's why I'm just trying to understand the connection is on, just so people can understand it too. Like, making it, because what I did and Weedosaurus Rex, I include him in that period. He may not have got the hammer, but he motherfucking was there, right? He was there. He was present at the time. And what a lot of people seem to forget, and they don't realize, Alex, and you pointed this out to me, is he's the one that actually said your name, right? And until you
the whole recording of your guys' whole, and then just to clarify, you said, what's the connection with this? The connection that we can say specifically is that you were told and Jake was told that these factual allegations were done by me. That is a connection.
Yeah. Okay.
That is what
I got you. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was told that. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a connection right there in itself. And then you also had claimed that, specifically, Weedosaurus was led on by Billy Blaze to do this. And then when I confronted Weedosaurus, he said that Billy Blaze played a part, but it was more so Jeff from Paragon. So I really don't remember Jeff's name.
See, he never even mentioned that dude to me, man. He straight up said it was Billy the whole way, bro. Like, all the way.
So
like,
recently when I asked him, so that would be like, I guess for people can ask him, what his side of the story is and the truth on that. Regardless, that's just the connection and how I can say, you guys had heard that I did these allegations. And this is all public record, and the podcast was after this was filed. So that's definitely a bunch of connections. Regardless, yeah, I mean, it says right there on March 5th, Wilson arrived to IHS to make a delivery, as well as approximate pound. He was supposed to have 23.92 pounds of purple pineapple, as well as 100 pounds of additional cannabis flower. IHS questioned why there was 100 pounds of flour in the truck, despite the fact that it had told Wilson that it had not wanted trim and had never discussed delivery of additional flour. Wilson told the employees that IHS's managing partner, Candace Muller, had approved the delivery. Yeah, I mean, these are all factual allegations. I mean, I can say my point. I don't even want to say my involvement.
Okay, so just right here alone, it's saying that no one from IHS okayed 100 extra pounds of trim, but he brought it any damn way. And then the employees are like, where the hell did this come from? Like, that's what I'm reading.
right. It's saying that, when the employee asked him, hey, who approved it? He says that Mueller approved it. And then later she didn't, this is what the allegations say, that he did not disclose that to her. Um, so yeah, later testing revealed that the product reflected on the manifest was not the product that Wilson delivered. In addition to testing positive for pesticides, the extra product Wilson delivered on March 5th, 2025 was not flour or trim. It was actually hot hemp. That is a factual allegation. Um, so yeah, that's one of the, allegations against of what happened. I know that so far everybody out there has only heard one side of the story. They haven't heard the other side, and they've just been waiting to hear what the truth is. Obviously, this is a pending case. The truth will come to fruition. The truth will be determined. I can say truthfully, I did not do what you guys claimed I did. I can say truthfully that caused me severe reputational harm, including current employment abilities in the state of Ohio. Whether it be the state willing to approve me or not, companies are afraid of the reputational harm just because of the severity of this case with my name at all attached to it, even as just an employee. Especially with the defamation that took place, claiming that I'm the one that did this situation, as well as other people spreading rumors about me that I'm the one that did this, or even hinting to the fact that I'm the one that did this and that I would be shady in any way to attempt to do something this stupid. Because that's not something that I would be that stupid to attempt to do. And just for the record, I mean, for everyone out there that's listening, can you guys imagine how hard it would be to try to remove 100 pounds off of a shelf without any single nug shifting its position at all and putting 100 pounds back that you swapped out and have it look identical? The statistical probabilities of that are slim to none. It cannot be done. It would not be possible on cameras that are motion detecting and 24/7 recording. It is not going to be possible. And like I said, companies in the state of Ohio, they do not spare any expense when they build out their facilities. They are supposed to have all areas of the facility other than like a conference room, which even then a conference room has cameras on both doors, which anything in the IHS facility had cameras on all doors entering anything like that. That's just the way that the law is. So to claim that people can do stuff like of the nature that was claimed while on camera, while product was delivered, and after the fact of it being put on the shelf, it's just statistically not possible. And the states already came to a lot of determinations on people's involvement in these. There is companies appealing decisions that have been made by the state on situations involving these. I'm not going to go into any details because I don't know what is public record and what is not. I do know everything on this is public record, so anything on this can be spoken of as far as what is written as allegation. As far as me giving any type of testimony, this is not going to be that. I'm not giving any type of testimony on these allegations. I will say anything I said before, that's all fact and public record. So you guys can find it. It's all out there on social media.
Well, I don't see they're not. It's crazy because why was your name even brought into this, dude? You're not responsible for none of this. So why did you get your dick dragged through the mud? Like, that's what I don't understand is why the fuck did they involve you to where now it's costing me not, and I'm saying it's costing me, and I don't mean that in any selfish sense. I'm just saying, how the fuck did this do this? Like, how the fuck did these allegations? Like, I'm not involved in fucking IHS. I ain't involved in the other place. I ain't involved with Billy no more than the fucking music shit. Like, what the fuck, bro? You see what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. Like, and that's what I was telling my chat. But when we started this, this shit's deep, dude. It's deep as fuck. It's weird. It's fucked up to me.
Well, I mean, yeah. Serious thing. The allegations are, I mean, obviously you just read that 100 pounds of material wasn't what it was supposed to be. That's literally what I just read to you on that factual allegation.
Yeah.
That means there is 100 pounds of material that is what it's not supposed to be right there. And just that's what that is stating. Meaning there's a company that pounds on hand of something that it's not supposed to have, that it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
But it's not your fault. And
Whether
then you get drugged through the fucking mud. That's not cool at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like you were just, what's the word, a collateral damage in this because of, I don't know. I know that you did your part as far as spreading the rumors. So, and I tried when it all first started that, I didn't do it. And
hey, granted, dude, like straight up, I fuck. You tried to tell me. You told me a bunch of times. Man.
I even tried to talk to people to say, hey, please tell him this. Just somebody put the word.
Thanks to all them motherfuckers that didn't reach out to tell me he was fucking real, because I thought it was all, I was texting Jake about it, and that's for people who don't know who Jake is, that's Weedosaurus. I was texting Weedosaurus, and he told me the shit was fake. He's all like, nah, bro, he's good at running Chat GPT, and I wouldn't even worry about it, man. I wouldn't even just take the live down and don't worry about it. That's what he said.
Will you pull up the last screen recording just so we can get all these document things done and get past?
Yeah.
Just what if anybody's out there looking at the document right now, this is just when they're going into the actual charges they want to see. It's like theft by deception and like stuff like that is what their civil conspiracy, conversion, stuff like that is what they're alleging that this company did. So, yeah, like I said, I got a lot of respect for people that are at that company still. I don't know if the company is still operating as it is. I don't know if they did a stay or if what's going on with them right now. But I can say that the VP
appreciate you, Jeffrey,
is a really good guy. The owner of the company is a really good woman, and then the main accountant lady is a really good woman. And they've all been screwed by a lot of people from this situation, and they definitely don't deserve it. They're genuinely good spirits. So it's really sad to see what happened. And then for anybody watching, this is just a video of part of the defamation about when I was coming back from Texas. I think Chop Easy was led to believe that I didn't actually go to Texas.
Yeah, I actually texted. I actually was talking to Weedosaurus. I was actually talking to Weedosaurus Rex.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was actually talking to Weedosaurus Rex, and he said, "Yeah, dude, he ain't really going to Texas, bro. He's just doing it for clicks and views. He's fake. Don't trust nothing he says." So I said, "All right, well, watch this." And I said, "Sounds like a man who's guilty to me, yo, Alice." And I'm so wrong for this because, man, dude really went to fucking Texas and really did help people, really did do things for people in Texas, bro. He really fucking did do that. Like,
yeah,
he's
no,
got
I really
pictures, videos, witnesses, like, bro. So all this shit was like, man, what the fuck? I'm super like guilty of being an asshole in this situation, bro, all the way, bro. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's just fucked up, dude. It's just fucked up. And like, he really did that. Now look underneath the post. Look, there's Weedosaurus Rex right there, homie. Talking about told you, right? Only 7 people like that motherfucker, man. And look, and then if y'all, that's go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, no, that's Bill Schmidt commenting. I don't really know why he would be commenting this on clear defamation of me, saying he messed with the bull and got the horns. People will learn I am not the one to fuck with, meaning himself, meaning he's saying that for some reason I fucked with him. Game, set, match. I don't really know why he's claiming that I fucked with him or what he's claiming I did to fuck with him, but I'm not the one that secretly recorded him. He's the one that secretly and illegally recorded me. So kind of a weird approach to be commenting on clear defamation when the defamation was that I stole material that one of his publicly known and publicly Facebook business partner was as of February 13th. February 13th, Billy Blaze publicly posted that Jason Wilson was a partner of his in a venture, Meridian Extracts, that they were going to bring products to the state of Ohio, which was before and during the time frame of some of these events. So it's just kind of weird that he would claim I fucked with him and that they're claiming, anybody would claim I fucked with them. I would argue, Billy, please come forward with whatever evidence you have that I fucked with you. All I did was comment on your live, and then you called me and illegally recorded me. So if you're out there watching, bro, I'm here. You know where I'm at. So I already tried to reach out to you once in all this, and I feel like you went about it a super weird way. I wasn't involved with this. I don't know if you were or not. I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying that the way you've gone about all this is super suspect. So I'm not making any accusations on anybody. I'm not saying if these allegations are true or not because I'm not the judge that's going to determine that. I guess we'll all find out and we'll wait and see. But this is the first time anybody else has publicly voiced the other side of the story. All I've heard for the last year and a half is horrible things about the company that I had a lot of respect for and that I believe in a long series of events, one way or another, that I believe the company will end up getting its license back over time. We'll see. It might take years. I don't know. I can't say for a fact, but we'll find out. If they've lost their license, I don't know. I can't speak on that. What is happening to Weedosaurus as of right now because of the situation? Weedosaurus avoided service. I did not specifically want to spend an extra 4 months and actually serve him in purpose, because it was costing time and money. And as far as the defamation, I just wanted the case closed to be able to speak on it, to be able to tell people that I did not do it, that there is proof that we have showed the courts that I did not do it, that satisfied the courts, at which point they were willing to say, yes, he did not do it and was awarded, that was a year's salary that they awarded me. At this point, the lab's been, there's been issues for over a year where we've been I have a white label in the state of Ohio, so I can speak about this. My father-in-law is Bernie Kosar. My significant other is Sarah Kosar. We had a brand in the state of Ohio that operated under Innovative Healing Solutions. Because of the situation, it has publicly been released to all the white labels that the lab was closed down as of March 14th because of the situation with tainted material. And as far as my specific white label, we were only ever allowed to sell material that was currently finished. I was never allotted, I was never allowed to finish all of the products that we had in progress and all of the other state approved products for my white label, due to this situation. It cost me everything I was working on. We still have 30, 40 some $1,000s of packaging sitting in a warehouse right now that we're working on picking up, in hopes to transfer to another facility to start fulfilling orders and bring the product brand back to life. But again, numerous companies have already voiced that because of this situation, with what's happened and so many people saying I was the one that did it at first, that they are wanting to wait until this case is closed and the um, allegations have been determined whether fact or false.
It sucks for everybody involved. That's taking the fucking ass whooping of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it sucks, dude. Like, Weedosaurus Rex brought it to me. I spoke on it.
Yeah, I mean, I did tell the courts just recently that I wanted to close the case and I was not going to pursue service on Weedosaurus at this point anymore, that I was going to dismiss the charges against him. I'm not saying that he did not do what was done. He has reached out to apologize to me and has promised me that he would make things right in certain aspects, in certain ways. So I hope that he does. I haven't heard from him in a few days, so hopefully, Weed, if you're out there, reach out, brother.
Go ahead and cash out me 50 bands, Weed. Cuz, go on, send me my cash app, my boy.
But yeah, man, I mean, we've pretty much gone over what I can speak about. There's factual allegations that we gone over. I didn't say anything was true or false because I can't. We've gone over that the state called me in and went over a conversation that Billy Blaze illegally recorded, just because I felt like that paints a certain picture of a certain way people are. And that was done on March 16th, just a week and some days after some of these claims. So some of those allegations, I should say. But yeah, do you have any questions, Chop, or did you want to go over anything?
I mean, I'm just trying to get my get back, homie. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna do what I have to do to help whoever. so I get my get back, because I gotta get my get back to get your get back. You feel me? So
Right. There is somebody that's been publicly posting things about evidence that they've retained. I'm not going to go into any details about that. But it is pretty, I am very confident in that evidence based on conversations I had with previous attorneys that have seen the evidence specifically, and people have confirmed that, multiple parties. So yeah, that's something that we'll see what comes to fruition from all that. I'm not going to put anybody on blast because I would never want anybody to, these allegations are pretty serious. I don't know what people would do or who would do what from some, you know what I'm saying, in positions in some of this. It's very serious. I feel like there will be people going to prison, or at least a person going to prison at the end of the tunnel on this one.
one
I
thing's
guess
for
we'll find
certain,
out.
I ain't getting sued for defamation again. That's a fucking fact. Like,
You're definitely not going to get sued for defamation from this one. We just went over some allegations. We didn't say anybody was guilty of nothing. We didn't say,
hell no, shit. I made sure I
we
didn't
just
say
pointed out a
shit.
couple things that are 100% nobody can argue. This is, this
Hey,
is what
man,
it is.
was, I gave same platform. Like I said, man, the same platform I defamed you on, same platform I should give you a right to speak on, bro. And like I said, I'm not a bad human being, bro. I just was sliding for my homie. I thought my homie was being, but my homie wasn't my homie, obviously, bro. And it's a motherfucking shame. And he told me he would do whatever he could to make it up to me, make it right. And I don't really feel like he's put forth much of an effort. But I mean, technically, man, he's off the fucking. He don't have to. You know what I mean? He's good to go until I serve him with a document, because I need the 100 bands back. Like, you feel me? Like, someone's got to pay that. I wasn't guilty of none of this. Like, other than my part, I did my part. I admit my part, but I again, dude said your name. He should be, that's the part that really upsets me the most. Other than the fact that I was wrong about you and I'm rewriting my wrong, which I'm not upset about that. I'm upset about that I was wrong about you, right? Because I don't want to be that person. But the fact that motherfucker, man, I mean, shit, you need to send me 50 bands. That's how I feel.
Yeah, man. Trust me when I say that I'm feeling out on this. The cannabis industry,
I fucking get it, dude.
The cannabis industry is clearing upwards of $30 million a month in sales right now on the analytics that I last saw. I had a white label. We had 600 products sell out in just the 2 weeks in 2 weeks of being allowed to sell products, when the state allowed us to sell products to sell off our inventory that was sitting there. So the fact that my white label sold 600 products in 2 weeks, and the only time I've ever been allowed to launch, and we have $40,000 in packaging, which can equate to a few $100,000 in retail sales, even wholesale profit earned. I haven't been able to use any of it. I haven't been my child, my less than 2-year-old child in the next room that I'm supposed to be providing for. I got to figure out if I'm going to start being an insurance salesman for the next who knows how many months, even though I've spent 12 years studying cannabis and I can probably blow everybody's mind in this whole chat with scientific data about cannabis. I'm not even joking. But yeah, I'll do what I got to do to provide for my daughter. Hopefully that at the end of this, I can pursue damages against whoever's determined to be at fault. Hopefully I just join some of these lawsuits, because there is damages. My family did suffer damages. I gained 75 pounds since this all started, just from the stress and all the bullshit of being someone who was blamed from from a lot of different angles. It's really changed my opinion. Like, I mean, even Weedosaurus before this, I looked at him for real like a brother, like real shit like a brother. So, I had a lot of respect for Jason. I had a lot of respect for Bill. I thought we were all going to work. I thought that was like a thing where Candace was going to, I thought there was future happening where there was legal and legitimate building where everyone was just being legitimate. We were all going to break bread, and it was going to be an upwards rising, because all tides, high tides raise all ships that are in the water. So I really don't know what happened. I really don't know why things happened the way they happened. I don't know why I was blamed for any fucking thing, especially when I wasn't in the state for some of these things to even possibly be taking place of like, you know what I'm saying? Like I literally left the state. It says on March 5th shit was delivered. I was out of the state on March 6th. I got back to the state on fucking March 10th, the night of, on a plane, proven, like there's receipts of that. And then all the shit was tested on March 11th. And, you know, I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but, you know, I would be crazy to request stuff to be tested if I was the one that swapped it and somehow while in a different, it just, you know, there's so many inconsistencies. I have so many alibis. There's no way they could have claimed, anybody can claim that I took the material or stole the material. So it is a fact. I've got numerous documents to prove that I did not do that. And yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Paul Lovers, whoever that said about the cannabis community, brother. I've been in the community for a long time. In every state that I've gone to, everywhere that I go, there's always someone doing shady shit. There's always something that's just not right. I don't understand. I really thought Ohio was like, and I do think Ohio now will be the example for the whole country, because I think that due to situations like what happened here, that they've really tightened up all their laws of anywhere there was any lax at all. So, I
well,
didn't
there.
say he's the. I mean, he is on the video. I mean, Chop literally. We've got the recording of Roasted on the Rooftops episode. Chop can play it, but it's pretty long. But yeah, he literally Chop says, you know, can you say his name? And you know, Jake obviously hesitates, but Jake is the one to say my name. It looked like he didn't want to say my name, but
He
as
flat
far
fucking
as
said it. There ain't no other way around it. Like,
yeah, as
he
far
said,
as Jake
Alex
being the
Bragg.
main one, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by it sounds like he was the main one. Unless you're referring to just the main one that instigated the
Yeah,
defamation.
that's what she said. I assume that's what she's referring to. Like he brought it to my table. You know what I mean? I didn't know who he was, man. And that's you know it's just what it is at this point. Like I can sit here and whine about it and say, you know, well, man, I got fucked in the end, but there ain't shit. I mean, I'm a grown ass man, dude. I gotta just fucking suck it up and move on and go grind, dog. That's all I can do, and try to get my bag back. Like I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta do what I have to do. Now I have to pursue the route I have to pursue to get, you know what I mean? So it is what it
Yeah, and
is.
again, for anybody watching, just so that we've clarified on air live, there has not been any agreement from me to Chop for him to just do lives for 100 grand or anything like that. He actually volunteered and said that he wanted to clear the record straight on his own accord because he felt bad. This was not like some type of a paid thing. That is not how this went. We have talked about doing a joint suit because of how he was misled and how the defamation personally affected me with people that misled parties that led him, and or the person that was misled by him said that they were willing to join that and pursue parties that misled him. I don't know if that person is still willing to do that. You know what I'm saying?
It's either shit or get off the pot at this point because I'm doing it. Period. Like it's gotta be a thing, bro. It's
Yeah,
got to.
so I mean, there's definitely damages though that have happened. You know, I know you got your platform. I know you got your people in the background that have their
Yeah.
persona.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that people have been affected like myself from all of this situation, heavily damaged. So I guess we'll figure out what the black market in Ohio is pretty much gone, dude. I mean, the whole loophole with the hemp loophole is closing as of November. And then SB 56, which passed as of March 20th, it went into effect as of March 20th, 2026, ended all of the hemp loopholes. So there really isn't an established black market that's well like it was in the state of Ohio, you know, pre March 20th, 2026. Or a gray market, you should say,
Yeah.
because
Them
technically it
ounces
was
are going
gray.
back up to 325, motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm just talking shit, man. I'm just talking shit. Man,
Yeah, I mean, you
Alex,
can.
I appreciate you, dude.
No, you know, it's cool. I'm glad that we're getting shit straightened out for the record. Hopefully that these allegations and this court thing comes to life. I know I've been asked to be on a couple podcasts for the next few days over this type of situation. I don't know if this is streamed to Facebook. I know a bunch of people were commenting on Facebook waiting to see this and hear about it. I'm sorry if I didn't disappoint by um, you know, stating anything that I firsthand witnessed at this point. I only read the allegations, the factual allegations. But there will be court hearings that will be public record in relation to all of this that I'll be at. You guys can have all the nitty-gritty details of anything that I would be asked and have to answer to. There is other transcripts that are public record that Chop has seen. Chop has firsthand seen anything that I testified as a witness with, and Chop has seen other things that people testified.
Yeah, all you staying sitting sons of bitches. I've seen them all, son.
So, obviously only what's public record. And if something isn't public record, we're not speaking on it right now because we don't know what is or what is not public record. So we're not going to set ourselves up for anything stupid. But regardless, that's what it is, everybody, for everybody just joining us. Thanks for joining, Chop. Thank you for having me on. I don't know if you have any other questions or if you feel we need to go over anything.
I think I'm good, brother.
Should answer a lot of questions for anybody. If anybody has questions out there about anything that I can answer, feel free to reach out. If anybody has any good opportunities or needs cannabis consultation, I can do, molecular distillation, white film extraction, CO2 supercritical extraction. I can run, the second largest rotary evaporator in the entire industry, up to 100 liters, and run it like the back of my hand. I can almost guarantee I'll prove your efficacy and efficacy in the lab in one way or another. I can design whole labs with 3D renders on my computer and build them out to spec based on what I designed. Anybody out there that needs any type of services, let me know, reach out, and I would be happy to help. Obviously, within the legal confines of the law, I'm not condoning anybody breaking the law out there.
So you're saying, no, Smo, you missed defamation class 101, brother, on what not to do when your buddies bring you false information. That's what you missed today, buddy. Probably a class you didn't even need, brother, because you know better. You're smart.
Yeah, if you want a Weed 101 class, we can do a separate podcast, and I can definitely break down. Like I said,
as long as it's 100 bands, my boy. You know I'm just talking shit, man. Alex, man, I appreciate you. I'm gonna shut it down, man. Triple T's live. About to go over there. Everybody about to go over there anyway. So about to lose all our friends over here anyways. Thank you, Alex, for everything, bro. I'm glad you came up. Cleared the air, man. Like I said, I didn't understand. You feel me? I didn't understand a lot of the legal jumbo mumbo jargon language. And that would have helped me out a lot more. But
that is one thing we should say. It did say when you said you didn't understand the legal mumbo jumbo, what he's referring to is the papers when he did his previous public apology specifically state that the plaintiff provided evidence to show that the podcast was false. So that's what he's referring to, which I am the plaintiff in that case. So that's what he meant by that. But that we've already determined that. But yeah, again, Chop, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man, no problem, bro. I appreciate you.
Peace out, everybody.
Sir. Man. All right, y'all, man. Let me tell you Chop's thoughts at the end of this thing, man. At the end of the day, don't trust your fucking buddies. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust any information. Don't trust it from a paper. Don't trust it from a text message. Don't trust it from a book. Read it. Look it up. Fact check it. Fact check it. Double check it. Look it up before you speak on it. Or you be in the same boat I'm in. Luckily, man, he's not a guy pressing the gas on me. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he understands that the situation was fucked from the get-go. Like, he understands. But he also got fucked too. He also lost too. So there's gotta be a reprimand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I absolutely and I'm humbled with the experience. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I know a lot of people are making little lies and they saying they little things about it. You know, you got me this time. I fucked up, made a mistake. I own it. I lost my motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, karma got me, right? Karma got me. God don't like ugly. And that's a fact. And I was ugly. So I got to learn a lesson for my ugliness. You know what I'm saying? But don't ever. You can kick me while I'm down, you son of a bitch. But let me tell you something over there. I heard you. I heard you. Karma gonna come get you too, motherfucker. Karma gonna lay your bitch ass down, and it's gonna have its motherfucking way with you over there, Johnny Gobble. It is. It's gonna fuck you, son. I promise you it is. You know what I'm saying? And and God's got me. You feel me? Like, just understand it, son. Understand it. But I'm telling you right now, lessons are learned. And I learned a valuable lesson here. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust that damn soul. And definitely don't trust a dude who calls himself after a motherfucking dinosaur. God damn you. Dino nuggy head ass. Where your source, Rex? I'm back on your ass. You been ignoring me. You got me to go on the damn internet and apologize and say, you know, we cool again. And now you playing me, not answering my phone calls and shit. Yeah, I'm on your ass, boy. What up, shits and giggles? Hey, I needed a haircut, son. Hell, shit. Shit, I get cleaned up. But all right, motherfuckers, I'm out of here, man. Tomorrow night, it's my boy Tangy. Tangy's coming up. I don't know if y'all know who the fuck Tangy is, but we're going to find out tomorrow who the fuck Tangy is. That's the way it's going to be. We putting this motherfucking situation all the way behind. Throwing it away. Paul Harvey, that motherfucker. That's the rest of the story. You heard me? Love you guys, man. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. I don't see, you know, fuck. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. That's all I can say.